All right, folks, it is time for our 2022 performance update on one of our trading room's absolute favorite trades. It has been probably the biggest trade to hit the trading room this year in terms of excitement. Not necessarily in terms of dollars and cents, but in terms of excitement. And well, it's a pretty darn cool trade. So let's get into it. We call it the overnight Theta Fairy trade. All right, let's get into this. Like I said, there's a lot to unpack on this trade. It's an awesome trade. We've not just from the fantastic results that we've gotten with it, but just the power that it brings to efficiently utilizing our buying power. So we call it the overnight Theta Fairy trade. Because it is an overnight trade, it works while we sleep. And, if you remember the Tooth Fairy back in the day, it used to bring me $1 or $2. I remember if my grandma was around, it was $2. If it was just my mom or dad, it was $1. But I'm old. It's probably more now for kids today. Well, the Theta Fairy should hopefully bring us a little bit more. In fact, it should be closer to $100 a night. So the whole idea with this strategy is that we put the trade on at the end of the day after the market has closed. We're using the futures markets to do this. So we wait for the cash market to close. We put this trade on, we go to bed, and hopefully we wake up in the morning to $100 sitting in our brokerage account. So it's always a nice way to start off the day if you're already up $100 by the time you wake up. So let's get into it. Let's talk a little bit about this trade and the results that we were able to garner. I will say that, every trade has a pro and a con. And, I relate a lot of what we do in our trading room to our 0 day to expiration trades, our 0 DTs, because we do them every day. And so by volume, they are the biggest trade that we do. 2021 was a very successful year for us, but it was tough to scrape out decent rates of return on the 0 DTE. Easy to do them, but not great returns. 2021 was a very sort of stable, staid bull market. Not a lot of surprises. Well, 2022 comes around, what a lot of people would call a horrible year. It's the biggest down year that we've had since the crash of 2008, but yet it was a great year for 0 DTEs. We had averaged over 2021, or excuse me, last year, 2022, we averaged almost 2 to, in some cases, 2.5 times as much premium on our 0 DTEs. So, you can look at it however you want. You can say that last year was a difficult year, it was a horrible year, or it was an amazing year. And it really comes down to the strategy, of course, that you chose to use. And so that relates to our Theta Fairy trade here because we had some pretty good opportunities. I don't know what this coming year is going to provide for us. It could be a situation where we only average 1 or 2 of these a week, whereas this past year we were averaging pretty consistently 4 or 5 of these every single solitary week. But boy, when you can put them on and they work, it's almost magic. It's almost like a fairy, if you will. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the concept and the idea of the Theta Fairy trade. As we mentioned, it is a trade that we put on overnight. It is a pure theta trade. It is the purest theta trade that you can possibly put on, which is a credit strangle. It is the most amount of premium that you can bring in with the fastest erosion. Spreads could be a viable way, but they have more leverage, which creates more risk, and they don't erode quite as quickly. So nothing really erodes time value like a credit strangle does. So again, I want to get into this, and I want to talk about just an overview of what the trade is and how we structure it and how we work it. I want to go through our results, obviously, and then hit a couple key takeaways, which again, I think, you can take this for what it's worth, folks, but these are real live trades that we do with real money in real accounts over the entire extended year. And so again, these are not theoretical numbers. These are not back-tested numbers. These are not trades that we've done in a virtual account. This is as real as it possibly gets. And it's up to you and I as traders to find takeaways in those situations and find value, extract value out of that information so that we can better put our portfolio mix together going forward as traders. So those key takeaways, I think, are going to be critical. So a couple of things that I would share with you on the overview. And once again here, if you're not familiar with our Theta Fairy trade, I will drop a link in the description box below on the training video for the strategy, so that if you want to go out and try to do this on your own and you're not trading live with us, you can try to replicate what it is that we're doing. Okay, so it is a pure theta trade. That's the first thing that I think I want to make clear, is that this is just simply about the passage of time, specifically the passage of time from the point where the cash markets close until the point in the morning when the cash markets open back up again. So we are using E-minis. We are using the ES futures contract, the E-minis. And it is basically what we refer to very simply as a cash grab. That's all it really is a cash grab, okay? It is a very quick trade. This is a trade that many times we will put on for a credit, something, it could be in the range of $700 to maybe even $1,100. We're going to put on a trade that has maybe $1,000, let's say, of credit. We are looking, our goal on this trade, we're looking for $100. That's it. We're looking for $100. So one of the things that you might have noticed in a lot of our strategy review videos that we're coming out with now as we end the 2022 year is that we tend to look for a lot of singles and doubles. We're not looking for home runs because you cannot build consistency in your trading if you're always swinging for the fences. And that's exactly what this trade is. We're putting on a trade that has a credit of $700 to $1,100. Our goal is just to get $100 of that amount. So it's a cash grab. We're in, we're out. It's a very quick trade. We're basically on an E-mini contract, one E-mini contract. That's going to be about $11,000 of buying power that we're going to put into the trade. We're looking for $100 is what our goal here is, capture rate on that. And on a contract, that is going to be about $2.25. That's what we're looking to capture on the contract. Now, the E-mini contracts are worth $50 a point. 2 points would be $100. We add that extra quarter in to cover any fees, commissions, and overhead in the trade so that we can actually net, a true $100 on the trade. So that's all we're looking to grasp on the trade is a capture of $2.25 credit overall on the trade, okay? We also use a $300 stop loss on the trade. So we're looking to make $100 and we're looking to risk $300 on the trade, okay? Now, how did it work out for us? Well, We started this trade officially. This is a trade that I've been doing forever, it seems like, in my own personal accounts, but it's a trade that we officially brought on and started to do in our live trading room on August 19th of 2022. Okay, that's when we officially brought it in to the live trading room. Takes about, again, $11,000 of buying power to put the trade on. And here's our numbers for the entire period of time that we traded this last year, 2022. Okay, 64 total trades. 64 total trades. Of those 64 trades, 61 were winners. 1 was a draw. It was a break-even trade. And 2 were losers. 2 were losers. Okay. So the first thing that, now, there's a couple of takeaways right here, just in these numbers in and of themselves. I think that's amazing to be able to put 64 trades on and have 61 of the 64 be winners. I think in and of itself, that is impressive. But the real point is that we're risking 300 to make 100, okay? And so one of the things you always want to be able to assess when you make a commitment long-term to a trading strategy is, does the darn thing give me positive expectancy or not? In other words, over time, I don't care about losers because that's how trading works. We're always going to have losers. That's not really the point. The point is, am I bringing in more money on my winners than I'm putting back out on my losers? Do I have positive expectancy? And this is a trade that has tremendous positive expectancy. From that standpoint, it is one of our just absolute top tier trades that we do. Okay. The numbers from these trades, we're shooting for $100, right? We're shooting for $100 of net income on each one of these trades. After taking into account this draw, after taking into account these 2 losers, and then after taking into the account the fact that while we did have 61 winners, some of them were pulled off early. We weren't able to get all the way to our $100 profit target. After taking all of that into our account, our average win was right at about $85. That was after everything was said and done. Now, if you look at the numbers on that, what you're going to find is that on $11,000 of buying power from August 19th until the end of 2022, December 31st, this trade brought in for me $4,470. $4,470 of profit. Okay. That equates to a 40.6% ROI, or if you want to annualize that out, it's 124% a year APR. It's not too shabby. That is not too shabby. Okay. In fact, it's fantastic. I don't know what you can say about a trade that has amazing positive expectancy, meaning it's not an iron condor. You're not risking 10,000 to make 1,000. Has great positive expectancy, has a great win-loss ratio, 64 trades, 61 winners. And it still results in a result like this, 124% APR on the year. It's fantastic. That's the only thing I can say. It's just been a fantastic trade. Now, what does that look like in terms of actual results? Well, once again, let's go to the compound interest calculator, which again, I am going to forewarn you is wrong, because extrapolating out current result, what does every mutual fund prospectus say? When you sign up for a mutual fund, you get a prospectus. What does it say? Past results not indicative of future success, right? Or past success not indicative of future results. We don't know what the future is going to hold for us. And we know that one thing is certain: we're not going to hit 124% every year. Sometimes we'll do better, sometimes we'll do worse, right? It's going to vary. But if you're going to make projections, you got to use something. And I think using real world results is probably as accurate as you can get in terms of extrapolating out what the potential going forward is. Well, what is that potential? Well, one E-mini contract's 11 grand. Going over 6 years, compounding this over 6 years at 124% a year. Oh, it's just 1.3 million bucks. It's not bad. That's not bad. It is enough performance to get you to where you want to go. And this is a trade that makes $85. $85 a day. That's what it makes, is $85 a day. Okay. Nobody's going to get thrilled with that. Nobody is going to say, okay, let's go shopping for Lambos. Let's go shopping for private jets. But I think you would be impressed with this. And I think you would be impressed that you could do it in 6 years. This isn't 30 years. This isn't 4 years. This is 6 years. Okay. So the trade has been fantastic. Now, here's a couple of my key takeaways for this trade. Okay. Number one is don't swing for the fences. Or don't swing for home runs. This is a trade that has averaged $85 of profit a day. You see stuff on the internet all over the place. We made 10 grand a day. We made 20 grand a day. I made $100,000 this month. We're talking 85 bucks a day. Okay. So number one, don't swing for home runs. Swing for something that is going to be working, 61 times out of 64 efforts. That's a trade that you're going to be able to sleep better about. Okay. But number two, and this is the biggest thing I think that I want to share with you as a takeaway with regards to the Theta Fairy trade, is utilize the macro economic principle called the velocity of money. What this I know my handwriting is horrible. Velocity. There we go. What is the velocity of money? This is a high-level thought process for traders. The velocity of money is a macroeconomic principle that basically says that money needs to stay in motion to make more money. And the more the motion and the faster the motion, the more money is made. Banks are a master at the macroeconomic principle, the velocity of money. They are a master of it. When you take your $1,000 in and put it in your checking account, it doesn't stay there. It's gone the same day. It's been loaned out to somebody in a home equity loan, a car loan, a mortgage, a cash advance on a credit card. But your money is not in the bank. We just came through Christmas. We watched one of our family's favorite holiday movies, which is about the banking situation, right? It's a Wonderful Life. And remember the run on the savings and loan and the big statement. Your money is not here. Your money's in Bob's home, and your money's in Joe's home, and your money's in Mary's home. That's how bankers work. It is what Albert Einstein called the eighth wonder of the world, compound interest. Interest earning interest on interest. Every single one of us has a limited amount of capital that we can trade with. The richest man in the world, or he was the richest man in the world, Elon Musk. We've all watched him recently struggle to come up with money to be able to afford his most recent purchase, which is Twitter, right? But the richest man in the world has a limited amount of resources, and he is struggling for money, right? All of us have just limited amounts of capital. We don't have unlimited resources to trade with. And so for us as traders, I want to do a good job trading. That means a diversified asset allocation mix. That means 15 to 20 trades going on simultaneously. That's smart. That's wise. That diversification is a good thing to do as a trader. It helps us scale in position size so that one position doesn't ever overwhelm us if it goes against us. But at the same time, it creates an issue in saying, hey, is my money working as hard for me as I worked for it? Or am I letting some of my employees, if you will, just sort of lay down on the job? Now, I want to show you an example of this. I'm just going to pop into our AST portfolio. Okay, so this is our AST. If you're not familiar with this particular strategy, that's fine. I'm going to do an update on this strategy here as the next few days go by. That's not important right here. What's important is talking about this concept of this macroeconomic principle, the velocity of money, keeping your money in motion and making it be the most efficient use of your capital as possible. One of the challenges as a primarily credit type trader where you're selling premium is you are putting up capital. You can see the capital requirements here for me on all of these different positions. And then you can see the cost. Now the cost means that's how much credit I brought in. That's how much premium I brought in on this trade, right? And it's very easy to go down your open profit and loss on these trades and say, well, gee, these all look really good. Most of them are in the green here. And so that means, of course, the trade is making money. It's moving in the right direction. Everything's working out quite well. The trade's good, right? Not necessarily accurate, because if you take a look at these, you can see, okay, here's how much capital I have in these trades. All of these are credit trades, except for this one right here. This one was a purchase, okay? These are long shares. So other than this one right here, this is the amount of money that I put up for these trades. This is the amount of credit that I brought in on these trades. Now, when you start a trade, it might be fantastic. Let's take a look at this particular trade right here. This is Amazon. This is a credit strangle on Amazon. I put up just under $900 and I brought in almost $40 on the weekly trade. So that's not bad, right? That's about a 4.5% return potential in a 1 week period of time. Not bad. But as we sit right now, you can see this trade still has 4 days to go. So it's still got quite a ways to go. And of the $39 of income that this trade had potentially for me profit-wise, we've already made 26. This is a great trade. It's working fantastic. But you know what? My money's probably not working as hard for me right now as it was when I initiated the trade. It might behoove me to close that trade, book my profit, get my $890 back, go out and do another trade to bring in another $40, if that makes sense, right? You look at some of these other trades and you say, okay, well, here's a silver trade. Well, this one, it actually isn't working out. There's two of them here, right? There's a lithium trade right here that's down $500, and there is a silver trade that's down $136. And you say, man, those are probably trades that you would want to cancel as well. No, those are trades that are working hard, right? How much when I initiated the lithium trade, it had $452 of potential income or credit coming in. Well, that's now $848. So this trade actually is technically profitable. It just needs to get to expiration, right? But that's that money, that trade, it's working for me, right? Same with the silver trade. You can see that, it says that I'm upside down by $136, but I've also got $1,900 of credit potential income sitting inside of that trade as well. So this is the concept, the macroeconomic principle, the velocity of money. Now, how does this all apply to our Theta Fairy trade? Well, the way it applies is that we are double dipping on the use of our capital. See, a lot of uninitiated people initially, when we rolled this trade out, are like, you got to be kidding me. We're putting up $11,000 to bring in $100 in one day, overnight. Well, first of all, remember, we're doing this every single day. Now, we don't do them on Friday. We do these on Sunday evening through Thursday evening, okay? So we do them 5 days a week, but we don't do them on Fridays because the risk of the overnight trade through the weekend is not really good from a risk reward standpoint. But we do start our trading on Sunday evenings. So first of all, we are doing 5 of these a week. So our target with our 11 grand is actually about $500, not $100. But more importantly, this is a trade that is working for us overnight while we're sleeping. So this is money that if you're doing 0 DTE trades, if you're doing other day trades, if you're trading throughout the day, this is money that in all likelihood has just been moved at the end of the day to cash and is just sitting there anyway. It's not being utilized. Why not take those idle funds, put them to use overnight? You're going to get the capital back when the cash markets open up and you can go do your normal trading. So you're literally getting double the use or double the effort out of your employees. Your employees, of course, being your capital, being your money. So it has just been absolutely fantastic from that standpoint. Again, it's hard to argue, not with hypothetical numbers, not with back testing numbers, not with paper trading accounts, but with our actual real world results. It's pretty impressive. So it's been an absolute hit in our trading room. We love the trade. If you want to come in and check it out, you can do so. We have a free access. You can come into our live trading room for a week. No cost, no obligation. Hang out with us, trade with us, talk with us, ask questions, do whatever you'd like. If you want to sign up for a month, you can do so. And we've got a double your money back guarantee if you don't think this is the most amazing trading room you've ever been a part of. I think you're going to be impressed. Now, a couple things that we do ask. We do put about 5 hours, somewhere between 4 and 6 hours of training into every one of our new trading members. So we're looking for people that are not only experienced, but are dedicated, that really are serious about this. If you're going to cancel in a couple days because you're like, I didn't know that we were going to be trading all day long. You don't need to trade all day long, but we do. We start on Sunday evening and we trade pretty much 24 hours a day all the way through Friday's close. Okay. You can pick and choose which trades you want, but we're very serious about this. So we're looking for experienced traders. We're looking for individuals that are maybe already in a service or a subscription or a program that is, maybe only focused on one strategy, for example. Maybe all they're doing in there is 0 DTEs, and you realize that that's not going to be beneficial for your growth as a trader. Maybe you're stuck with static trades instead of dynamic trades. Maybe you're using stop losses and your strategy is buy and hope. It either works or it doesn't. But if you do want to up your game, again, I would challenge you to find a trading room that has a higher value add than what we bring. The reason that I'm pretty emphatic about that is because our trading room is built by and for our members. When our members ask for a feature, a strategy, a trade, an update, an enhancement, it's implemented. If you think we can find something to better our lives as traders and we can validate that, we put it into the trading room. So we welcome your input. We welcome your comments. Okay. So if you want to come check it out, if you want to come trade with us, we'd love to see you. You can go to the website, try0dteforfree.com, get into our live trading room, chat with us, get on our Zoom feeds, interact. We love to see you. Okay. The other thing I do want to mention as well is this buymeacoffee.com/Theta Seller. If you want to contribute, we're trying to raise some money for this year for the Juvenile Diabetes Association. You can contribute very small amounts. If you want to contribute as much as $50, first of all, I'd love you for it. Number two, I'll send you one of our t-shirts, our trading room t-shirts. And once a month, we're going to do a live Zoom feed where you and I and whoever else wants to is going to get together, probably going to be the third Sunday of each month, and talk about your trading. Talk about what you're experiencing as a trader and how we can help you. So love to hear from you guys. Hope you're doing well with your trading. It's going to be an exciting year. I think we're in store. We have another great potential year in store for us. 2022 was an awesome year for us. It was an awesome year for us. So let's hope that the volatility continues. Let's hope that we don't see a return to a market where there are no more unexpecteds. So anyway, hope you guys are having a good time with your trading. Let me know what you guys are trading, and love to see you in our trading room.